Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murder. Repeating, this latest bulletin just received moments ago from Cumberland, Maryland. Civil Defense.
Like a lumbering horde of the undead, zombie movies have pushed their way into mainstream media. Today we feel the barrier splintering as big Hollywood pictures like World War Z invade theaters and our laptops, while video games like Resident Evil rack up even more money. And even television's managed to slow down its dwindling numbers by inviting in The Walking Dead. But it wasn't always like this. Back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, zombie films were the epitome of B-movie awfulness. The term zombie was popularized in flicks like Plan 9 from Outer Space, in which the dead were controlled by their evil master. Zombies came at the bottom of the monster food chain, with vampires, mummies, and even giant radioactive lizards outranking them. But that all changed in 1968 when Pittsburgh director George Romero released Night of the Living Dead. Romero was directing commercials and shorts for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood when he decided to make his own horror film. With a small group of investors, Romero raised a total of $114,000, shockingly low for a movie budget even back in the 1960s. Co-written with John Russo, the film morphed from a teen horror comedy to something new, a blunt object of cinematic terror. Filmed in less expensive 35mm black and white, Romero employed a documentary style with many non-actors, which gave a real-world feel to the movie. The movie had a worldwide box office of $42 million. With this tiny budget, it may be one of the most profitable movies of all time. So despite the hero getting killed in the final frame, all the film's investors must have came out pretty well in this deal, right? Well, not exactly. It has to do with copyright law. They screwed up because of this. The working title of the movie was Night of the Flesh Eater. The distributor decided to change the title and redid the credit, but they forgot to put the required official copyright notice on the final print. The result for George Romero? He was screwed. He had no copyright. The movie went immediately into the public domain. He received almost no money from the film's profits. Sad for Romero, but strangely, it had an enormous positive impact on horror movies. Romero didn't just make a movie, he created a world filled with zombies, and the rules he created became universal. Romero made sequels. He had a falling out with his former writing partner Russo, who made his own sequels. But more importantly, lots of filmmakers made unofficial sequels. Since the film and the rules were in the public domain, directors were free to copy any aspect of the movie. This solidified these rules, creating an incredible brand, the Romero Zombie. Over 500 zombie movies have been made since 1968, and yes, most were terrible, but they kept the brand lumbering forward. In 2011, the Wall Street Journal estimated that the zombie industry was worth over $5.5 billion. Over the years, Romero's zombies have been depicted as metaphors for a number of ills facing modern society. Racism, epidemics, uncontrolled capitalism. Due to no copyright, zombies have become a canvas that all of us can paint on. And that's the real story on how zombies took over the world.